Throughout history, the thirst for absolute power has driven many leaders to extreme measures. But few have demanded the kind of worship that Francisco Macías Nguema did. His rule over Equatorial Guinea is one of the most chilling examples of unchecked power turning into tyranny. Born in 1924 in the small town of Nsegayong, in the then Spanish colony of Equatorial Guinea, Macias Nguema's early life was marked by hardship. He was the son of a witch doctor and came of age under colonial rule, a system that shaped his deep-seated resentment toward Western influence. Yet, it was this same colonial system that provided him with the political platform that would later make him the country's first president. When Equatorial Guinea gained independence from Spain in 1968, Macias Nguema positioned himself as the nation's leader, winning the country's first and, at that time, only democratic election. But what started as a hopeful transition to self-rule quickly turned into a nightmare for the people of Equatorial Guinea. Once in power, Macias Nguema wasted no time in solidifying his control. Like many African leaders of the post-colonial era, he saw opposition as a direct threat to his rule. He purged his rivals, exiled intellectuals, and declared himself the permanent president, a title that foreshadowed the dictatorship to come. But Macias Nguema didn't stop at silencing political dissent. He wanted something far more dangerous. He wanted to be worshipped. Across the country, portraits of Macias Nguema adorned every government building, school, and even private businesses. Citizens were required to sing his praises before beginning work. Schools were shut down if they failed to teach his ideology. In one chilling example of his obsession with power, he banned Western medicine, claiming that only his spiritual powers could heal the sick. Macias Nguema declared himself the unique miracle, a divine figure, and went as far as outlawing the use of his own name in casual conversation. Any mention of Macias could lead to execution. As his paranoia grew, so did his brutality. Opponents were not just arrested, they were executed en masse. It is estimated that during his rule, nearly a third of Equatorial Guinea's population was either killed or forced into exile. One of the most horrifying aspects of his reign was his treatment of intellectuals and teachers. He saw education as a threat to his rule. Schools were burned down, books were banned, and knowledge itself became dangerous. Many who were suspected of opposing his ideas were subjected to public executions. But perhaps the most surreal aspect of Macias Nguema's tyranny was the theatrical nature of his violence. He would stage executions in football stadiums while blasting his favorite songs over loudspeakers. One of the most infamous moments came on Christmas Day in 1975, when he ordered the mass execution of political prisoners while playing the song, "Those Were the Days, My Friend," by Mary Hopkin. Like the saying, absolute power destroys absolutely and never lasts forever. By the late 1970s, Macias Nguema had isolated himself from even his closest allies. His paranoia had reached new heights, and his policies had left the country in ruins. The economy collapsed, food became scarce, and entire villages were abandoned as people fled into neighboring Cameroon and Gabon. The breaking point came in 1979, when his own nephew, Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, staged a coup against him. Macias Nguema fled into the jungle, but his luck had run out. He was captured and put on trial for genocide, mass murder, and other crimes against humanity. His trial was swift, and in September of 1979 he was executed by firing squad. Francisco Macías Nguema's reign of terror remains one of Africa's darkest chapters. His legacy is a chilling reminder of what happens when leaders elevate themselves above the people they are meant to serve. But history has an ironic twist. Today, Equatorial Guinea remains under the rule of his nephew, Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, who has been in power for over 4 decades. Though his rule is far less brutal, the country remains one of the most politically repressive in the world. This raises an important question. Have we truly learned from history, or are we doomed to repeat the same mistakes under different names? Macias Nguema is often remembered as a madman, but his story is not unique. Across the world, leaders have sought to be idolized, some demanding their images be displayed in every home, while others, like Senegal's President Diomaye Faye, reject this tradition altogether. He recently asked officials to stop hanging his pictures in public offices. Instead, he says, "Hang pictures of your children." The contrast is striking. Some leaders crave worship, others shun it. But the true measure of leadership is not in the number of portraits that hang in offices. It is in the legacy left behind. So, should the images of leaders be displayed in public offices, or should they be banned to prevent the rise of another dictator? The answer, as history has shown, is never as simple as it seems. Like, share, and subscribe for more.